Welcome back to Star Strong Shine Bold. Today's episode is built around a simple phrase, but don't let its simplicity fool you. Have more than you show, say less than you know. At first glance, it sounds like a restraint, maybe even silence. But when you sit with it a little longer, it starts to feel like power. Because in a world that constantly encourages us to share more, prove more, post more, explain more, this quiet quote invites us to do something radically different, to hold something back, not out of fear, but out of strength. There is a quiet confidence in not needing to display everything you have. Not every success needs an announcement. Not every thought needs a response. Not every truth needs to be spoken in every room. Sometimes the most powerful presence is the one that doesn't have to prove itself. Have more than you show. That's depth. That's knowing your value without needing validation. It's walking into a room carrying wisdom, experience, and resilience, and not needing to lay it all out on the table for others to see because you already know it's there. And that kind of confidence, it doesn't shout, it hums. Steady, grounded, certain. Now to the second part. Say less than you know. That one can feel a little harder because when you know something, when you see something clearly, when you feel like you could correct, guide, or even protect, there's an urge to speak, to fill the silence, to offer an answer, to step in. But wisdom, that real wisdom that you have, knows that not every moment requires your voice. Sometimes people need space to discover. Sometimes silence says more than explanation ever could. Sometimes restraint is not a weakness, it's discernment. It's choosing when your words will truly matter and when they won't. Because the truth is, not everything needs your energy. Not every conversation deserves your insight. Not every situation is yours to carry, or even to fix or respond to. And when you begin to understand that, you protect something incredibly valuable. Your peace. I'm going to say that again. When you begin to understand that not every conversation deserves your insight, not every situation is yours to carry, yours to fix, or even respond to, you protect something incredibly valuable. Peace. There is a difference between being quiet and being grounded, between holding back and holding wisdom, even between saying nothing and saying exactly what needs to be said when it matters most. The quote is not about shrinking yourself. It's more about refining yourself. It's about becoming someone who moves with intention, who speaks with purpose, who carries depth without even needing a display. When you become that person, people feel it. They may not even be able to name it. They may not even understand it, but they recognize something. They recognize something of it. Because in a world full of all this noise, you become clarity. In that world full of performance, you become presence. I want to ask you to ask yourself, where am I over-explaining when I could simply stand in my knowing? Where am I oversharing when I could protect my peace? Where am I speaking when silence might serve me better? Really, all of this isn't about becoming less. It's about becoming intentional. Because you can be full of knowledge, you can be full of strength or even experience, and still choose to move with quiet power. Have more than you show, say less than you know. Not because you have nothing to offer, but because you've learned. Everything you carry doesn't need to be put on display to be real. If this resonated with you today, please share it with someone who might need a reminder that quiet strength is still strength. And as always, stay strong, shine bold, and sometimes shine quietly. Thank you.